Alright, sorry. Let's try this again. Um, let's just say someone was following me when I was trying to make a recording, and it slows it down when you do that. Alright, so I'm going to tell you this story from the beginning again. This is my first crush in England, and I remember it well. I was going to the library to do some arts and crafts, and this is where I first met Vicky. But the story behind it is not as good as I remember it, because at the end it's just heartbreak and deception. But before I get there, let's start at the beginning. So I was going to the library to do some arts and crafts. Not the library where I am now. This was the one in town. And the teacher, I remember the teacher saying, "This is Vicky. She's kind of like you. She's special needs, and she doesn't speak. She hasn't spoken to anyone in a long time. She's a shy person. Maybe you can get her to talk when she comes in." And I said, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot." Me being a nice person at the time. And yeah, so I was doing some coloring, and she was doing something. And I said to her, well, I wasn't even talking to her. I needed the crayon because she was using it. And I said, "Hello, Vicky, is it? Can I borrow the red crayon? I just need to use it to finish the coloring." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, sure. Here you go." But she did it like with a smile on her face, and she was blushing. I was like, huh, okay. And I wasn't really thinking about it at the time because it didn't really mean anything. It was just, to me, it was just a polite gesture. And I was just like, so what do you do? "Oh," she goes, "I'm just here, just like the rest of them. I just volunteer." And when I started talking to her, the teacher was shocked and says, "I can't believe you got her to open up to you. She's been like a turtle since I've been here. I couldn't get her to talk to anybody, not even the other two people that were here before you." I says, "What do you do?" I says, "I'm just nice, to be around." And every time I talked to Vicky at the time, she would do this thing where she would get even closer, and she would sit closer every time I talked to her. Like, nothing important really, just, how's your day, how you doing, is this your first time doing this? She goes, "Oh yeah, it's a good day, and I enjoy it, it's fun." Now, at the time, because I had been in love with a woman for a long time, since I was at least 14 back in high school, but that's another story for another time. I didn't know that she liked me. I couldn't tell, okay, because I was new at it. I hadn't been with anyone for a while, like I said. And I just thought to myself, well, this girl's getting really close to me, because it was a square table, and I didn't remember, I was sat at the bottom, she was sat at the top. The guy left to go to the bathroom. She switched seats with him, and she got closer and closer to me. Now, at the time, I just thought she was being nice. At the time, because I was still getting used to it. And I was like, "Oh, I said to her, why are you sitting so close to me, Because at the time, I like my personal space. I don't like sitting with anyone on the bus, so I sit alone. It's just easier." And she's like, "Oh, I just, you're sitting right next to the colours, and I just wanted to get close to get the colours." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Me being naive, that's what I said. I said, "Oh, okay, it's cool." And then she says, "Do you want to hang out after lunch?" Because we're on break at the time, because we weren't there that long. I says, "Yeah, sure." It's a friendly gesture. So we went to Greg's the first time before, and this is before it was closed down, before this stupid pandemic came in. And I had the usual sandwich. Before my teeth were getting mad, I had the cookie, or biscuit as they call it over here anyway, and a drink. Oh, and a bag of chips, because sandwich and chips just go together. It's a great combination. And she ordered the soup, and I think a sandwich, a small sandwich. I can't remember what she had afterwards. The drink, I can't remember, because we were there for a while before we left, because we had a big lunch break. And I said to her, "So is this a date then?" I says, "No, we're just two friends, having a meal. I didn't really see it as a date because I barely even knew her. I said, no, we're just two friends having a good casual meal. I says, oh, okay. And then my mom and dad came into town. I remember that. And my mom always thought I was cute. And my brother was like, no way. And my dad was like, oh, please don't let them get married. It's too soon because they're so young. And I says, no, Dad, I'm just sitting down having a meal with a friend. And my brother was like, yeah, right. She was like, no, she doesn't. We're just friends. They laughed, and she goes, well, what did you like? And I says, I didn't like. We are just friends, but I do like you. I says, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I thought you were just being friendly. I'm not used to that, because it's been so long. I says, oh, you ever been with a girl for a long time, have you? I says, no, not ever since, high school. I've been a loner for a long time, just used to it, I guess. She says, I understand. So after that, we went to after we were doing the arts class, she got me into something else. We were doing we used to go to another school, not another school, but another class rather. And unfortunately, I can't tell you the name of the class I was taking at the time because it's against the rules. We'd go. It was basically a place so you could just, they were trying to teach you more self-confidence. And I said, oh yeah, sure, I'll go with you. And it got to the point where we just go to break together, Whenever I would go to have my lunch, she would come with me. At first, I just thought she was being nice, you know what I mean? None of the red flags went off, and I thought to myself, oh, she's just being nice. She just want to sit alone. I don't want to sit alone either. I don't blame her, It's kind of quiet when you eat alone. She's like, can I sit with you? I says, yeah, sure. And I'm not joking. The first time we ate together, she sat right next to me. And I was like, wow, this is going so fast. I barely even know her, and she sat next to me, I'm like a kid. I felt like a kid in high school all over again. It was weird. It was good, though. It was a good moment we had. And then at the end of the day, we were doing one of our tests, and she's like, well, goodbye. And I said goodbye, and then she kissed me. Now, I wasn't expecting that, because it wasn't a date in my book, but in her head, it was. So I paused for a moment. I was like, I didn't say it. I wanted to say to her, why did you kiss me? I was thinking, why did she kiss me? I didn't make that much of an impact. We barely even know each other. So the next day I said to her, why did you kiss me? She says, I wanted to. I like you. I was like, wow, okay. So it was a shock. I wasn't expecting to get a kiss on the first day. I was expecting, romance is hard. You're expecting to build up to the romance. You know what I mean? You're expecting to just build up there day by day, week by week. But I got one. So I kissed her, and then we kissed each other back. And it felt a lot better this time, because this time I was expecting it. Because she says, oh, I'll give you a hug if you want. I was like, yeah, if you want. And I said to her, okay, can we do this again? Because I wasn't expecting it. Can I kiss you? And we kissed each other. And it was like a cartoon with the birds flying around my head. I felt happy for the first time ever. Then she says, oh, you're never going to guess what? I says, oh, well, we're so good. The class was so good together. We're going to become study buddies. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So afterwards, I got to really know her, and she was really nice. Like I said, she was really nice, but it took a dark turn. So then me and her used to work in the cafe together. We were volunteering. She would wash and I would dry, and sometimes we'd switch, what we did. Sometimes I would iron and she would put away. And we worked in the cafe for almost, I want to say 6 weeks. I don't think it was 6 months. I think it was over 6 weeks. I might have, I think it was 6 months actually, because that's when I got my diploma. Yeah, it was 6 months. And the first time I got there early. I got there on an early bus, but I had to pay for it. And Dad didn't like that. I had to pay for it. I was like, But we used to get there at the same time. And that meant something to us because we were there at the same time. And we just, before we got to work, we get to bond a little bit more, and we got to know each other a lot more. And we would meet each other at the place where we were volunteering before that, and we'll talk a lot more, and we got to know each other a lot more. And then she did something to me I will never forgive her for that. But before that, she told people that we liked each other, and I wanted it to be a surprise. I wanted it to be in the downward. I didn't want to tell anybody because we were, I didn't want our friends and teachers to know that we liked each other. I wanted it to be like just us. But she's going around telling them, "Oh my God, me and Scotty are a couple now. We love each other," and she said something that I don't think she meant, but I just think she was just caught up in the moment. She says, "I'm gonna marry this guy." I thought, "Oh yeah." So then I thought to myself, okay, yeah, I get to see her as my girlfriend. She's nice. I like talking to her, and she makes me feel good every time I be around her. I feel happy when I'm around her. Of course, then she did this one thing that really pissed me off. So, in the cafe, the windows were dirty, and they were getting the window cleaner to come clean the windows. And then she said something, and this is something your girlfriend's not supposed to say when she's around you. If she's with her friends, sure. But not when she's around you. Because you're the only one that she's supposed to like. It's the rules. She goes, "Oh my God, look at the window guy." I was like, "He's doing the windows, so what?" Being funny. I was like, he's doing the windows, so what? It's his job, that's what he's supposed to do. I think he's really hot. I would love to date him. I said, "Wait a minute, you're with me. Why would you want to be someone else because you're with me?" I says, "Well, look at you." I was like, "Oh, well, okay. That's kind of cold for you to say that, but okay." I said, "So that it didn't bother you before. Why does it bother you now?" I says, "Look, you were a good fling, and I enjoyed being around you, but I don't love you anymore. Sorry." And I was like, "Wow." So I says, "Listen, we're gonna graduate soon. Can you just be there for the party and just hang out with me then?" And of course, she's such a stuck-up bitch. I remember she was sat around her friends, and I was sat around by myself, and I said, "Listen, I don't want to eat by myself. I'm kind of bored. Can I sit with you guys?" She goes, "Oh, sure, whatever. I don't know who you are, but you're welcome to sit with us." I said, "So what are you talking about? I've known you for 6 months. How can you pretend that we don't know who I am?" I says, "I really don't." I says, "Vicky, what you just did to me was mean and upsetting. That hurt my feelings. Don't you care that you've hurt my feelings at all?" I says, "Listen, I don't know who you are." I explained to her, we met at the library where we were doing arts and craft. We've been together for 6 months at this at this cafe together, working together, and you act like you don't even know me. So I was trying to bond with her, trying to understand why she did what she did. Says, "Look, I'm sorry I embarrassed you in front of my friends, but around them, I don't know you." I was like, "That's just, Vicky, that's just cold." I said, "When my friends found out about us, I didn't shut you out and tell you I didn't lie and say I didn't know you. That's just, see, that's one thing I hate about girls, when they pretend that they don't know you in front of their friends when they shouldn't. It's rude and bad manners. Once you like someone, you have to let them know how you feel. You can't fake it and be like, "Well, it was just a one-time thing." And I was like, "No, we've been together for almost 6 months. We see each other every day like crazy. You even get pissed off when I'm late to help you with the work. And you even tell me you're not mad at me because I was late for work. You said you're mad at me because you needed my help. You're the only one that I trust." I says, "Yeah, but I didn't think you took it so serious." I says, "Oh my God, Vicky, you're just horrible. You're just a horrible human being of a person." So I took her off my phone. I deleted all my messages she sent me, and I haven't spoken to her in a year and a half since then. No, 2 years. Because like I said, we met in 2018, and it's 2021 now. I can't, because the thing is, she was going around this classroom telling everyone that we liked each other. She was going around her. She was talking to her friends, well, her real friends anyway, telling them we liked each other. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, she don't like me anymore. She wouldn't even say why. She just said, I just don't. And I said, well, why? You gotta have a reason. And it was a last day of graduation, and I got my award, and I just felt like complete shit. I felt awful to be crushed like that without even a second warning. You know, Vicky just totally just destroyed me for no reason, and she was one of those girls that wouldn't even say why. Like I said, it had a good beginning, good middle, crappy ending. I was just heartbroken then. The girl that I thought liked me didn't really like me for me. She liked me because we were working together. That was it. She put on a great act and made everyone think